So, in this video, we are going to talk about structs having arrays as data members. Okay, so we know that structs can be simple and structs may be complicated, but in this video, we are going to mix a little bit a couple of different data types in a simple struct. So this struct that we are going to use in this video is basically a struct for representing an employee at some company. Okay, we could also use it like typedef struct student to represent a student. Let's simply stick with the example that we have to represent a certain employee. Okay, so we have an employee, we have this structure, and if we read this structure line by line, we can say that we have the first member of this employee struct is an array of size 10. Okay? And also we have a float age and an integer ID. So if I try to basically to demonstrate you visually how a variable of this structure should look like, it should be something like that. Okay, so let me draw it. This is a variable of an employee type, and we will have something like this. It will be ID, it will be an age, okay, a floating point, an integer, and here we will have the name, which is an array of size 10. Okay, so basically here at this name we will have an array with 10 values, characters. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on up until 9. So this structure consists of 3 members. The first one is an array of characters of size 10, and it's called name. The second one is age, and it's of type float. And the third one is ID of type int. That's it. That's the whole structure that we created, this new box. Okay? Good. So now what we are going to do is basically to look at how can we create an object of this type. Okay, so first of all, we create an object called emp1, employee1. And this employee1, we can say, let's leave it as is. Okay, so that will be the employee1. We didn't specify what should be its values. Okay, no problem. It's just kind of empty. We also create the second employee, emp2, and we initialize it with a few values. We specify that there is Jake, and there is some values, so there will be like JAKE \0, of course. Okay, that's for the name, and that's for the age and for the ID. So the age is 24.5 and the ID is 123. Okay, very simple. We created emp2. We created 2 variables of an employee type. One of them we initialized with some values, while the other we did not use them to initialize anything. Okay, so far so good. And we are now going to see how we can use the assigning operator to copy value by value, okay, the members of one struct variable to another struct variable which should be of the same type. Okay, so we are going to copy all the members from emp2 to emp1. Okay, we are going to copy member by member. All right? And that's something that we can do using emp1 equals to emp2. So, since we know that both of them are of the same type, emp1 equals to emp2, emp1 and emp2 are of employee1 type, so we can copy member by member. So afterwards, there will be simply here a value of 24.5, here will be a value of 123, and here will be your Jake. Okay, pretty much that's what happens. And just one thing that I want to specify, okay, that's just that you will be familiar that you can use the assign from one struct variable to another, okay, just copying the values. But be very careful on this one. We will talk about some notes regarding this part, okay? Maybe in the next video, what will happen if you are copying pointers that are point to dynamic memory allocation. Maybe, I'm not sure that we are going to do it this way, but if yes, so proceed with the course, you will get this material. If not, so maybe this is not part of this section or maybe of this course. So, nevertheless, let's just basically talk also about this note that I've written here that simply says that you remember when you had two arrays, okay, let's say two arrays of integers. We could not copy each element from array 1 into array 2 in just one line of code, right? What we've done is we simply took some loop and iterated over all of the elements and copy them one by one. So ARR at index 1 equals to ARR 2 at index 1, and copied just element by element from arrays. But now with structs, although we have these arrays, that's one of the notes that I wanted to give you in this video, although we have these as arrays, we can simply write down emp1 equals to emp2, so it will copy it, it will take care of it behind the scenes. All right? Awesome. So now just to make sure that everything is copied, let's basically this part, let's comment it out and let's see that emp1.name and emp2.name, both of them are identical. Let's take a look at it. So we can see that employee 1 name is Jake and also the employee 2 name is also Jake, since we used this copying. Now the question comes is what will happen, okay, just basically to make sure that everything is copied and they are not kind of pointing to the same region in memory. So just to emphasize it, I will change some of the members in emp1. I will change the name from Jake to John, and also I will change the ID to be, instead of 1, 2, 3, to be 4, 5, 6. Okay? And this will show you that these two structs, emp1 and emp2, with all of its members, are basically two separated units. Okay? Because sometimes you maybe have seen in different programs or something like that, when you copy one thing and you have like a copy of it, and you modify the copy, then also the source is being changed. Okay, so I want to show you that it's not the case here, specifically in this example and the way we use it. So strcpy, just copying a string John into the emp1.name and then changing the ID by accessing the member ID inside of the variable emp1 and changing the value to 456. So now basically what we will have, let me get the yellow color, what we are going to have is something like that. Here we will have John, and here we will have, what we'll have, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so just to make sure of it, let's run some commands to print the results to the screen and make sure that we see exactly what we expected. So let's run it and hope for the best. Okay, so let's comment this part out. We do not need it right now. Let's run. So employee 1 name, here it is John. Employee 2 name is Jake. Employee 1 ID is 456 and employee 2 ID is 1, 2, 3, exactly as we expected. Okay? So in this video, we talked about this operation of assigning one struct variable to another as long as they are of the same type. Okay? Don't mix it up to, I don't know, to assign employee to some struct date. Okay, that simply won't make any sense. Okay? Yeah, so this is it for this video, guys. Let me know if you have any questions and keep on practicing, write down your notes, keep on moving forward, and you are bound to succeed. I'll see you next time. Bye.